A new season brings anticipation, excitement, hope, competition.
Everything you got, out of the way! You have got to be kidding me!
Every athlete dreams of hoisting the championship trophy, celebrating in confetti. And no conference has celebrated more NCAA championships.
Congratulations to the conference, the first to 500.
For 5 seasons, the Pac-12 Network has brought you an exclusive look at the thrills and the heartache through 850 live events and conference championships. Who will be the next All-American?
Get on your feet! Another chance!
Record breaker.
It's a new American record!
To reach their championship aspirations.
Oh, baby, here we go!
Here in Tempe, a new era underway for Sun Devil soccer. Head coach Graham Winkworth makes his desert debut, season debut for his team. Arizona State kicking off against the power from the Big Ten, Ohio State, here on Pac-12, Arizona. Hi there, Jason Knapp here. The season underway across the country and across the conference on this Friday. A lot of storylines there. The one here at Arizona State, can Graham Winkworth, who led South Alabama to 4 conference crowns and 4 NCAA trips the past 4 years, continue that run of success here with the Sun Devils? Only time will tell. He does have some veteran talent returning, including Devin Kelsey and Madison Stark. Kelsey played at center back last year, but will be moved to central midfield to take more advantage of great passing skills, while Stark slides from outside back to a center back spot of the back 4 to help strengthen that defensive unit. For Ohio State, made round 2 of the NCAA tournament last year, lost their top 2 scorers to the pro ranks, but Nikki Waltz is back and back home. Desert Mountain product from Scottsdale, had 4 goals and 4 assists last year. We're ready to go here to kick things off for 2017 for the Sun Devils and the Buckeyes. We'll get things going from Tempe in a moment.
You're watching Pac-12 Arizona, home of the Arizona State Sun Devils and the University of Arizona Wildcats. Available on Cox and Xfinity.
Hi, I'm Alicia Pizzasegola at USC Women's Volleyball. I'm from Italy. I'm actually from the north, and now we're from Milan, like a really small town called Rivergaro. Academic for me is always like a big thing, and I'm glad volleyball is giving me like the possibility to have like this education. When you are a Trojan, you're always going to be a Trojan, and like people around you know that. And it's just like a big community of people that like care about you, you know, as a student and as a student athlete. It's just like a big family. Of course, I want to win the national championship. That's of course the goal. And we're working really hard to get there. We have like a really intense spring to, you know, just to be ready for fall and get to the Final Four and then go there and win the national team. Alicia Pizzasegola, USC Pallavolo Femminile. Fight on.
Esurance does insurance a smarter way, which saves money. They offer paperless billing and automatic payments, which saves paper, which saves money. They offer home and auto coverage, so you can bundle your policies, which saves hassle, which saves money. And they offer a single deductible, which means you only pay once when something like this happens, which saves money. Esurance was born online and built to save. And when they save, you save. That's home and auto insurance for the modern world. Esurance, an Allstate company. Click or call.
At Nissan, we surprised fans with this award-winning lineup.
And enjoy, Marcus Allen.
All right, let's go do it! Then, they experienced Nissan's award-winning lineup.
Stop for it.
That's incredible.
It's Nissan's bottom line model year-end event. Lease the Rogue family, starting at just $159 per month, or save up to $4,000 on the 2017 Rogue. Get to Nissan, proud partner of Sun Devil Athletics.
Lori Walker-Hawk, her 21st season at Ohio State, starting 11 for her group. We mentioned the 12 freshmen on the roster. Rodriguez, one of those. Also Maddie Lowe, highly talented, hoping to make an impact right away in their Buckeye debuts. And then for Graham Winkworth, again taking over his first year after Kevin Boyd left last November. Here's the unit he'll put out for his first ever game. And Gemma Perfield, a player to look at, followed Coach Winkworth from South Alabama. 2 years ago, she was the Sun Belt Conference Freshman of the Year. Last year, she was Defensive Player of the Year and Overall Player of the Year. We'll see how she does as she plies her trade in her Pac-12 debut. We're underway from Tempe, where the heat can always be a factor at this time of the year, but especially today. Game time temperature, well over 100 degrees. We will have hydration breaks near the midway point of each half, but certainly that'll be a consideration. And both teams in the season opener, normally you'd see some different personnel. We expect to see a lot of bodies shuffling in and out for both teams. 106 is the official game time temperature in this 4:30 local time start. So the Sun Devils in the all-black uniforms, Buckeyes in the white with the scarlet trim. And you see with the captain's armband, Morgan Walcott, 6-year senior, battled some injuries, but definitive leader for this unit. Marique Mousset, sophomore from Montreal with experience in Canadian youth national teams, helps escort it forward. Far sideline, out of bounds, it'll be an Ohio State throw. This Buckeye team, 11-7-3 a year ago, ended up tied for 8th in the Big Ten. Didn't make the Big Ten tournament, but still, their schedule strong enough and their results worthy enough to make the NCAA field. Foul there in the Buckeyes and a free kick coming for Arizona State. And Kevin Boyd leaving at Arizona State after 10 comes in. The Sun Devil team hoping for better results overall, especially in conference where they won just one time in 11 tries. Had a ton of injuries throughout junctures of 2016, but fit, fully healthy to start off here under a new regime in this new campaign. Free kick taken, handled by Mousset. Pressure from Olive Jones, one of the talented freshmen for the Sun Devils, out of Desert Vista High School. On the edge, Eleanor Gabriel, senior from Louisville, Kentucky, dispossessed. Jones giving some good work for the Sun Devils in the first few minutes of her debut. Here in the 3rd minute, Buckeyes looking to counter. Maddie Lowe, one of the freshmen, pressing it wide. Rodriguez up from her left back spot in support. Turned on the edge and pushed out of bounds. Throw in here for ASU. Good work defensively from one of the newcomers for Arizona State, not a freshman, junior Angela Boyle out of Boulder Creek High School in Anthem originally. Started her career at Oklahoma, transferred in, and getting the start in her Sun Devil debut after starting 18 games a year ago for the Sooners. Little 1-2, trying to play it to the corner, but too strong. Touch from Sammy Edwards, not able to link with Rodriguez. So initial minutes here of Graham Winkworth's first game as head coach of Arizona State, and took over in November, trying to get acclimated to this team. Said he gave his squad a winter break homework assignment, first practice back. Wasn't pleased with the results, but he said since then, the buy-in has been terrific in this group, trying to get established at a good foot here in their opener against a stalwart year in, year out in the Big Ten. Good work centrally from Devin Kelsey, again playing a little bit more forward in a more defensive midfield role than she has been in the past. Now Boyle, one of those backline spots, trying to link with Kylie Minifield. from Hamilton High School in Chandler. Forward ball, flag down, it's onside. Jones trying to get through, keeps up, but the whistle up now. Then they'll say Jones dragged down the Ohio State defender, trying to shake herself free. Jones held up a little bit, looked like she may be anticipating the whistle, but credit Musette for steamrolling back. And that tangle of bodies, Musette had the arm out as well, but the jersey pull going to get noticed more often than not by referee Mike Ambrose and his assistants Matt Jacob and Mario Koss. So a good early opportunity for Ohio State doesn't quite materialize. Adriana Orozco wore number 6 last year. You'll see her in number 7 this campaign for the Sun Devils. Good work from Kelsey, and the sophomore from California, sending it long, but they'll say it's a touch offside as Perfield was making a run-up in support. Look at Olive Jones, played over 90 minutes, more than a game of regulation in a 110-minute exhibition at Cal State Northridge Saturday. Sun Devils able to win that 1-0, and that game may be a lot like this game. A ton of players saw action. In fact, 26 played, all 3 goalkeepers. They played the 90 of regulation, and then some bonus overtimes, a little extra to get some players some game time here. 10-5 advantage in shots, 7-1 the difference in quarters for Arizona State. We'll see if there's any carryover effect for the Sun Devils here in this opener. Some vuvuzelas in the crowd here in Tempe at Sun Devil Soccer Stadium. Providing a little backdrop here for this opener. Maddie Lowe. Left back, through ball, edge of the box, shot there, and it's in! Buckeyes strike first. Superb work up front, and the put away for Sammy Edwards. Lowe spotted Arden Holden, who turned and flicked it on, and there's Holden with the push through. And in a good spot, the Buckeyes able to drain it. And Megan Delaney had no shot as the Buckeyes, with some great one-touch work, strike first. Crossing attempt here for Ohio State. Dangerous chance gobbled up by Devin Kerr, senior goalie from Ontario in Canada, for Ohio State. So Sammy Edwards, 17 career goals in her first 3 seasons, including a half dozen last year. Second on the team to Lindsay Agnew, is able to get the breakout marker here to begin 2017. Flip throw on the way. And that is a mark of Haley Zerbel. Keep an eye on that if the sophomore from West Covina, California, unleashes another one. See if she pulls it off this time right in front of the Ohio State bench. Yep. Make that a dangerous scoring chance. Gets it to the edge of 18. Orozco in the mix. Amanda Jones, another freshman, wearing number 25 there from Long Beach, California, also getting some run in the attack for the Sun Devils. Here's another look. When you look at Delaney, watched Edwards beat her to the top corner. But for Lori Walker-Hawk and Ohio State, it's going to be a little bit of a transition year with a half dozen starters off that team from last year, including, as we mentioned, 2 players that moved on to the next level in the NWSL as draft picks from that squad. 35 goals last year, but 40% of them scored by a talented duo. Certainly need to replace that talent from a year ago. Lindsay Agnew, Nichelle Prince. Another chance on the run for Olive Jones, and that's stymied by the Buckeye D. Just like Sun Devils are in transition with a new head coach, dealing without those two stars who did so much of the scoring load. Certainly a new year for the Buckeyes, but the coach pleased with the cohesiveness of this group, said it might be the most cohesive group she's had in this part of the season in her 21-year career. It leads to the goal from Edwards in the first 10-minute stretch, and now not the ideal beginning for Graham Winkworth. They'll have to chase the game a bit here from an early moment. Orozco can't handle. Nikki Waltz wearing the other captain armband for Ohio State. Gets a touch. Falls back to the feet of Madison Stark. Zerb. There's Amanda Jones. Her efforts in the exhibition game last weekend drew the plaudits of her head coach. So some freshmen, much like Ohio State, getting some starting looks here in this opener for the Sun Devils in 2017. Gets through to Orozco. Kelsey opting to slide it wrong. Zerbal, can she get there? Not quite. Now that type of pass from Devin Kelsey, emblematic of why Graham Winkworth wants to put her a little bit higher on the field for this Sun Devil team. Kelsey, again, center back last year as a freshman, but that pass, 30, 40, 50 yards in length, has the ability to make that with quality, much like a short pass that you would normally play at the back. So that's why Kelsey has made the move forward. 12th minute here, Sammy Edwards with the goal for Ohio State and the 1-0 lead for the Buckeyes. Zerbal on flip duty. Flicked out by Love. Controlled by Kelsey. Stark trying to switch it back, but nobody home. Good look at the product from Claremont, California. One of a handful of the Sun Devil players. Members of the Barrett Honors College here. Prestigious at Arizona State. 4-point GPO for Stark last season. Kelsey. Perfield. Under control. Left-footed. Zings it across. Nobody there on the far post. Jones was closer to the near bar. And now a possible counter opportunity for Ohio State. Flags down. This is onside for the Buckeyes. Jumping in. Tackle taken. It's outside the box. We may see a card. Boyle came back. May have saved a breakaway opportunity, and the yellow will come out. Holden had some steps. Fans here thinking that she got ball. Did get a little, but the follow-through took the player down. And check it, it's Megan Kammerdiner. That's the player there that gets taken down, just outside the area. So a yellow for Boyle here in the 13th minute. And now Waltz, who triggers a lot of restarts for the Buckeyes, looks like she'll be the sole option here. Just outside the area. Multiplayer wall set up in front of Megan Delaney. And that one shanked. You would expect player of Walsh's caliber to do a lot better with that. Get a homecoming game for her. Lori Walker-Hawk set this up with Kevin Boyd last year before Boyd departed as head coach. Opportunity to get one of her best players a game here in her home region in the desert. Buckeye defense able to turn that away. Orozco trying to make a run. Throw-in coming for Arizona State. There you see Lori Walker. She was that for the first 20 years of her career. Now Lori Walker-Hawk got married in the offseason. Certainly a change for her. The Buckeye team coming out looking strong here in the early flurry. Foul on Eleanor Gabriel. Working on the edge here against Perfield. Good look at the game of keep away and then the infraction against the Buckeyes. Long ball, Jessica Raby giving chase. Defended well by the Buckeyes. It'll be a goal kick here for OSU. Set tracking Raby. Be intriguing to see if Raby for Arizona State can start to find the form that she had a couple of years ago when she had 5 goals, shrunk to just 1 a season ago. But the big issue for Arizona State, can this team stay healthy? Their 2 leading scorers, Jasmine Mater, Allie Moon, combined to miss 15 games. Their 2 top scorers, including for both of them good chunks of the Pac-12 season. And that made for a difficult run for the Sun Devils down the stretch. Played back by Stark and Delaney. Looking to play it forward. Build from the back. Another thing that Graham Winkworth is going to try to utilize his keeper to do more. Not play the long ball as much. And try to get some support from the back line. Keep possession and work it up the field. Raby. Perfield. Smart ball. Kelsey with time. Looking to switch field. Zerbel there. Beats one player, but touch too strong. Perfield. You mentioned her strong work at South Alabama the last couple of years. 2 years ago as a freshman, she led the team with 11 assists. Last year, from her spot at left back, she led the team with 11 goals. Tells you all you need to know about the quality for her. Question is, how will it translate itself here at a much stronger conference top to bottom like the Pac-12 and against a Big Ten team as well. Buckeyes trying to send that on frame and an easy stop for Delaney. Netminder for Arizona State coming in. Played her first 2 seasons at Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Split time with Emma Malsey last year in net. Malsey transferring off to Kansas State. So Delaney is the number 1 right now. A couple more keeper options for Graham Winkworth as the season progresses. We'll see if Delaney keeps that starting role. Concerted effort from Kelsey to switch fields. 3rd or 4th time she's tried to make that pass to Zerbel. This time the pass is online, but the Buckeyes ready. And the foul from Zerbel. Izzy Rodriguez, who's played for some U.S. youth national teams. Canton, Michigan originally. there on the left back spot for the Buckeyes. Handled her business quite nicely in that play. Approaching the 19th minute, about 3.5 minutes or so away, maybe 4.5 from potential hydration break for these players. Of course, the other break we'll see. We expect to see liberal substitutions for both of these teams. And here's Jasmarie Mader returning. We mentioned almost 10 games lost to injury a year ago. 8 goals in 12 games. When she was healthy, she was a legit threat to find the back of the net. In fact, even though she missed the majority of the Pac-12 season, she still finished #1 in goals per game in the Pac-12, averaging 2 over the course of every 3 games. 8 in 12. See if she can provide an impact. Rodriguez, another skilled stop, and leads a breakout here for the Buckeyes. Through ball. And that's broken up by Boyle. Remember the sliding opportunity last time. This time, able to get there and knock it out. In some good work at the midfield. Holden pushing it through. And the Buckeyes have looked threatening. Waltz sliding over to take the corner. See Delaney and company ready for the traffic inside the 6. Edwards, the goal scorer, heads it up. No clearance yet. Walcott trying to flick it on. Now headed out by Alajo. Zerbil now on the near side. Playing it forward for Mader. Turned inside, but only Buckeyes there. Stark. Minifield. Stark pushing forward, still on her feet. Buckeyes wanted a handball. Mike Ambrose says play on. Mader opts to crank it with the left off a Buckeye defender. Waltz. It'll be a corner kick here for the Sun Devils. This is how ASU scored in its exhibition game over the weekend on a corner. You should look at the great work from Madison Stark. Hustling up to keep her balance, keep the play alive, and ultimately help lead to the corner. Boyle got her head on one on a corner against Northridge in the exhibition, but Boyle, with her good size, nearly 6 feet tall, couldn't get up there, and the shot well above the bar, tracked by Devin Kerr. So Mader, senior from Chandler, see if she can get into a groove here, the early part of 2017. Sarah Roberts will replace the freshman Maddie Lowe. Good minutes for the product from the Western New York Flash Academy for the Buckeyes here. Roberts, junior, out of the SoCal Blue Club in California. 19 starts for her a year ago. Another run from Kamendiner. 2 defenders converge. The ball trickles back to Delaney. We mentioned Stark is new to the center of the park, and Boyle is new to the Sun Devils. And right now, Ohio State has had some success really going up Route 1 in the center of the field and exploiting the Sun Devils. Led to 1 goal and has been very dangerous, provided some quality opportunities, a handful of other times for OSU. Roberts on the turn. Kylie Knight, center back spot, the junior along with the 6-year senior Morgan Walcott, holding down the fort quite nicely here at the outset for the Buckeyes. Kemba Dynamo couldn't control it. And now we've reached the first whistle inside the 22-minute, 30-second mark. So with the temperature, again, game time start, 106 degrees. Hydration break provided for the safety for the players under conditions like this.
Saturday, August 26th, kick off the 2017-2018 season with a full week of nonstop football action. First, take a look back at the legends of Pac-12 football with the premiere of 12 Greatest. Then, get the lowdown on everything you need to know this season with Inside Pac-12 Football Season Previews. After that, it's time to get your game face on. The best of the West take on non-conference opponents in back-to-back matchups. Football Kickoff Week. Coverage begins Saturday, August 26th on Pac-12 Network.
I'm Isaac Dotson. I'm a safety at Washington State University. I'm originally from Bellevue, Washington, over on the west side, and sports is something that's been big in my family ever since I can remember. My dad was a wrestler here back in the 80s. Got 4 older sisters who are all athletes and growing up, so it's kind of just been a big part of our lives ever since I can remember. If you play for Coach Leach, you're going to graduate. That's his deal. So he obviously thinks very highly about our education coming first. Taylor Taliulu, he's playing safety with me. You know, we just got to know each other pretty well. We both share this common interest in music and obviously football as well. We're both on the team. We just threw together a little piece for you.
Okay, it's me and ID. Shouts to Pac-12 Network. Getty at the top. You can really check the net worth. Everything B's up. You can check the sweatshirt. Wazoo, rep and go Cougs. Heard it here first.
I'm Isaac Dotson, Washington State football. Go Cougs.
While schools might be on break, Pac-12 Network will be in session all summer long. This week, training camps have started, and the countdown to kickoff has begun. We've got everything you need to get up to speed for the upcoming football season. Pac-12 Summer on Pac-12 Network, all summer long.
Hi, I'm Rick DeMont, head coach of men's and women's swimming and diving at University of Arizona. You're watching Pac-12 Arizona.
Seen that at various spots across the country today. Again, season opener for many squads across the conference in the country. While we've got a moment, let's look ahead at the Pac-12 preseason poll, and the usual suspects near the top. Stanford, defending Pac-12 champ, 6 titles for the Cardinal the last 8 years, getting 10 of the 12 first-place votes. UCLA, certainly a threat under Amanda Cromwell. They're there in the 2nd spot. Donnie McAlpine going, hey, wait a minute, all we did last year was win the national title. And Women of Troy there in spot number 3, followed by Cal and Utah. Utes making it to the round of 16 a season ago. Colorado in the mix, and you saw Arizona State near the bottom. And Graham Winkworth understands that for his team. Said he expected to be a little bit more conservative at the start, will adjust as needed, expects some nervous energy. But for him, guy that grew up in England, coming to the States to be able to coach college soccer, don't do a lot of that, of course, across the pond. He actually got into coaching at the age of 16, volunteered for a local pro team, worked his way up the ranks, was at North Alabama, led that Division II program for about a decade, moved on to the D1 ranks at South Alabama, and all he did in 4 years was win everything you could win. Won the conference title 4 years in a row, went to the NCAA tournament 4 years in a row, and they posted some quality wins in that time frame with that program, including 4-0, the V-Town of LSU at one point. And for him, trying to get his team to believe, said a big thing was last year with a group that he hadn't lost 3 games in a row in his tenure there in about 3 years, and in a rigorous schedule. They had lost to some quality opponents, Auburn and Mississippi State back-to-back. And Gemma Perfield was part of that team. Coach Winkworth said the next game was against Florida State, and Florida State, 3 years in a row in the NCAA tournament, had undressed his squad 5-0 each time. Said needed them to believe, was able to get them to buy in. Actually talked to a sports psychologist about trying to get them to understand, look, it's possible we could win this game. They bought in. That was one of the ringleaders, Conference Player of the Year in the Sun Belt. They ended up beating the powerhouse Seminoles 1-0. Great experience for coach and team, but taking the next step in his career, and for Perfield as well, moving on here, only player to follow him from South Alabama. To ASU, back underway after a hydration break. Sammy Edwards as the only marker so far. Senior from Dublin, Ohio. Striking first to the opening 10-minute stretch, and the Buckeyes have the lead on the Sun Devils. Jason Knapp with you here. Opening day of play, we mentioned in the conference in the country. What a showdown early on. Another long ball played over the top. This too is onside for the Buckeyes. Crosses there, but too strong as Roberts tried to run onto it. But again, dangerous possession and thrust there for Ohio State against the ASU D. We mentioned that top flight showdown. Team that USC beat in the national final last year, West Virginia, opening on the road today. The Mountaineers coming up and ranked number 1 in the country, took on number 5 Georgetown. Mountaineers get the result 1-0, so a great early season tilt. Congrats to Nikki Izzo-Brown, longtime leader of the Mountaineers. And USC underway against UC Davis today. All Pac-12 squads in action. In fact, Arizona State, one of 3 Pac-12 teams to open up against the squad from the Big Ten. Washington is at Michigan a little bit later on in Ann Arbor. And Minnesota visits Washington State up in Pullman later tonight. Foul against Orozco. Free kick here for the Buckeyes. Waltz angling one far post. Delaney watched it trickle by. It'll be a goal kick for ASU. And Delaney trying to get into a groove. Redshirt senior from Las Vegas. 10 starts a year ago against split time with Halsey. And under her guidance, ASU got off to a great start a year ago. 3-0-1 at the beginning. But again, everything seemed to come unglued for the Sun Devils once they hit conference play. ASU would love to put things together, make a push to get back to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2014. Certainly trending that way 2 years ago. Injuries beset this squad too. Kelly Farquharson missing time. And the Sun Devils left out of the field. And then last year, things going sideways in conference. Flick back off the foot of Jessica Hale, freshman out of Desert Vista, who's been inserted defensively. A little bit of a miss-hit for Knight in the back. Nader turning it in, and the step out from Devin Kerr. And much like the goalie situation with multiple options a year ago for ASU, same for Ohio State. Kerr actually battled with 2 others, both of those players departing, and Kerr is the number 1 right now. Boyle. Start. Kelsey. Fancy footwork on the step over. Boyle cranks one up the pitch. Walcott ready for it. Perfield. not just wasted out of play. More subs ready to come in, multiple on each side. Christina Edwards, who scored in the season opener a year ago for the Sun Devils. That one on the road at Boston University. She'll enter. Laura Barbieri, freshman from Sao Paulo in Brazil, will get her first seconds of time as a Sun Devil officially. Part of the Brazilian youth national team program, but with the U15s, U17s as Barbieri. And Winkworth thinking they'll be able to use her in a defensive or offensive role in the midfield. Kelsey's ball, quickly knotted out by the Buckeyes. Hale collecting the corner. Low cross. Olive Jones trying to make magic. Turns it back out. Still alive. And that one hit too hard by Hale. Came on the scene to help the cause, but banged it a little bit too much through the crease. Mater. Barbieri. There's Hale. Earns a corner. Good opening surges in the career of Jessica Hale from the same high school as Olive Jones, part of this freshman class for the Sun Devils. Perfield, that dangerous left foot. She'll author this corner. The in-swinger on the way. 30 minutes in the books. 15 left to go here, first half. Headed up and in! Olive Jones, clean strike, and we're tied at 1.
You're watching Pac-12 Arizona, home of the Arizona State Sun Devils and the University of Arizona Wildcats. Available on Cox and Xfinity.
Hi, I'm Casey Hughes, University of Utah football. I play defensive back. I was originally born in California. I got into football and my goddad seen that I was fast, so he decided to take me to the park to sign me up for football. Being a student athlete means being the student first and the athlete second. Academics always come first in this program. They promise you that you're going to get a major, and that's the right thing to do. For the most part, I'm not really dependent on the NFL right now. My first choice is my academics, and I hope my major get me real far in life. The person that inspired me the most is my dad. He always there for me. He sacrificed everything he got to do for me, and I just want to give it all back to him. Casey Hughes, University of Utah, defensive back, go Utes.
Buster Posey loves being in control.
Wait. We always do baseball. How about a beach? Nice.
Anything else?
How about a sidekick?
Here you go. Is that it?
Maybe a sweet theme song?
Buster knows what he wants. That's why he has Esurance. Their easy online tools make him feel confident he made the right call. That's insurance for the modern world. Esurance, official sponsor of Major League Baseball.
At Nissan, we surprised fans with this award-winning lineup.
Enjoy. Marcus Allen.
All right, let's go do it. Then, they experienced Nissan's award-winning lineup.
That's incredible.
It's Nissan's bottom line model year end event. Lease the Rogue family, starting at just $159 per month, or save up to $4,000 on the 2017 Rogue. Give to Nissan, proud partner of Sun Devil Athletics.
What a ball from Perfield. on a line. Jones elevating. And Devin Kerr not able to get to the neighborhood where the head of the 5'8" freshman out of Desert Vista High School was waiting. First career goal for Olive Jones in the 31st minute. Concession early for the Sun Devils, but they've been threatening, and that far side, some overlapping runs, they've been trying to get that way, but initially the work there earlier, it was Zerbal. This time Hale gets in deep, creates the corner, and Perfield connects with Jones as they make the Buckeyes pay and square the score. That's an excellent sign for a Sun Devil team that only scored 23 goals last year in 19 games and allowed 28. Here's a view from the net cam. Saw Sarah Roberts near that back post, got a piece, but couldn't stop. A rifle shot off the noggin of Olive Jones, who gets her first as a Sun Devil. And she'll get a bit of a breather right now and should get a nice round of applause after getting the Sun Devils on the board. Natalie Stevens, junior out of Anthem Boulder Creek, will come on to spell Jones. A couple of assists for Stevens last year. Nice rangy option for the Sun Devils on the attack. Stark will let that one trickle out. Marissa Berzon, another product of the Western New York Flash Academy out of East Amherst, New York. On, getting some run here on the attack for OSU. Sun Devils feeling a little heat, playing it back to Delaney. Smart footwork. Graham Winkworth praising her skill set in the back, being able to move it around like another field player. Perfield on the move, trying to curl up. Nice response from Musette to slide it out of bounds. Quick throw. Raven, Perfield. Gets the right foot across. Little bit of a bicycle try for Barbieri. Enough to flick it on to Kerr, who's got a routine stop. Edwards, sophomore from Bend, Oregon. Chipping it forward. Knight looking to clear. Waltz will send it back one more time for Knight. Sun Devils dropping off a bit on the attack. Opportunity for the Buckeyes to work the far side. Patience and possession here for OSU. 1-1 the score. Sammy Edwards started it for Ohio State. Olive Jones with the response for the Sun Devils. Loose touch from Eleanor Gabriel, and that's out. Stark. Raby, watched by Mousset. Stark, popping it forward. Herfield, trying to head it back in the vicinity of Stevens. Didn't quite steer it to the intended target. Kelsey. Another skilled display, but then lost the balance a bit and lost it out. More subs for Ohio State. Haley Walker-Robinson should come in somewhere in the back. Starter for the Buckeyes last year. She'll spell Mousset. A couple other newcomers here. Riley Bowers, I believe, checking in. We'll check it for Sydney Dudley, number 26, on the pitch for the first time for the Buckeyes. She has it now. Through for Berzon. Delaney screaming out to blow up that opportunity. Long ball, big hop, and a foul coming. Lexi Lipsy, freshman from Southfield, Michigan, one of the recent subs coming on, with a shove to the back of the Sun Devil defender. Kelsey sliding it for Stark. Sun Devils in the black here at home on a 106-degree day. Might not be the uniform choice of a lot of folks when it's this warm. Buckeyes here in white. And for Lori Walker-Hawk, it's interesting. How do you replicate getting ready for your opener when it's going to be 100-plus in the Midwest? When I talked to her this week, as that's flicked on, Raby in a potential spot, trying to get it on the half volley, and screams it high. But to finish the thought on Ohio State, last week when the Buckeyes were practicing, there was a day when it was 62 degrees, trying to get ready for training for this game. It was in the 80s last week as Kelsey. It's a nice ovation to step out and get a little breather here before the break. And under the college substitution rules, all the players that exit eligible to come back in the second half. And to make matters more interesting for Ohio State, after this, they're off to the mountains in elevation. They've got a game against 8th-ranked BYU on Monday. Where Walker-Hawk said, come to think of it, may not have been the smartest opening week back-to-back you could think of in the heat that at elevation. Certainly, it could pay dividends later on in the season for OSU. Boyle in trouble. Turned it over. Berzon. Ball played wide. Nice touch to the outside from Lipsy, but the through ball didn't get all the way through. Maggie Samadich tried to send that one across. Here's Berzon. Lost it. Stevens cuts it back. Raby not able to get there. Nice read by Walker Robinson to intercept and now inject herself into the attack. Flag up, far side, it's Lipsy. Maybe a step and a half offside. 41st minute here for the opener for Graham Winkworth. And speaking of heat, how about the series of jobs for a guy from England? First ends up in the heat and humidity of South Alabama. And then when a wonderful opportunity comes in the Pac-12, it's in the desert of Arizona State. But he is thrilled to be here and about the possibilities of this program in this conference. Throw in here for ASU. If you look at the coach, says you may see his young sons running around the pitch from time to time. He's found it making the trek here to Tempe. Her field will get a breather as Melinda Gutierrez, Jr. from Gilbert, Arizona, checks in. And we'll hear from Sun Devils coach making his debut. You say new head coach, and that's true, but hired in November and been working and waiting 9-10 months to see how this plays out with the games count for real on the pitch. Foul against Lipsy. Free kick here for the Sun Devils in this final 5-minute stretch opening half. Edwards got a flick, but not enough to put a scare into the heart of Devin Kerr and the Buckeye D. Short start for the Buckeyes. Keeper to one of her backs. Waltz. Walker Robinson available. Edwards had thought about a run. Dudley thought the run was coming. The pass too far. Walker Robinson. The steal, feet in the center. Through ball. Lipsy trying to get there. Defended pretty well by Jessica Hale. Now Mike Ambrose, our referee, giving a little thought there to Lipsy, who thought that she was interfered with. Foil blast. Speed from Mater. Onside. The touch a little too strong. Lays it back. Pings around. Stevens can't get a shot up. And almost there for Graham Winkworth of the Sun Devils. And Mater, that initial touch to elude Kylie Knight, a little too strong and to the left, able to parry it back to the center. But the rest of the Buckeye defense able to scamper, recover, and do enough to send that out of harm's way. Shot advantage here for the Sun Devils. 4-2. Equal number on the board for both. One apiece. Final minute here, opening half of the season opener. What a season it should be across the country. And here in the Pac-12, 3 of the last 6 winners of the College Cup, the national championship game, residing in this conference. And it is loaded again. 5 teams starting the year ranked in the United Soccer Coaches Top 25. Through ball from Edwards. Just stroked a little long. Stevens not able to get there. See what Graham Winkworth and his club can do once they get into a groove and get into conference. Final ticks on the clock there. And just like we started, even on the board, that each team has found a way to get one in. Sammy Edwards, after some terrific passing by the Buckeyes, notched one first, and then Olive Jones, the header on the corner, with the assist to Gemma Perfield. And it's 1-1 on the board. Here's another look at the goal here from the Sun Devils. Perfield, that left foot, beautiful ball. Jones elevating, depositing it into the back of the net, and the freshman is pumped. 1-1 the score, and certainly that equalizer you just looked at had to please the head coach of the Sun Devils, Graham Winkworth. Coach, you conceded early, but your team battled back and got one. What are you pleased most with in the opening 45?
This half we have shown character, and we will work hard. You know, it's the first game of the season, so we can't expect it to be perfect.
You're new. You've got some players in different positions. Buckeyes had some surges center of the park. Any adjustment there that your team needs to make?
We made one about 20 minutes into the game. I thought that Olive looked a little bit isolated, so we stuck somebody else up there alongside her, and it's keeping them a little bit more true defensively, and hopefully we can create one or two chances with that.
Coach, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Graham Winkworth at halftime of game number 1 of his Arizona State career, and he's equal with an NCAA tournament team from a year ago. Sun Devils won, Buckeyes won. Halftime is here in Tempe.
At Nissan, we surprised fans with this award-winning lineup.
Enjoy. Marcus Allen. All right, let's go do it.
Then, they experienced Nissan's award-winning lineup.
That's incredible.
It's Nissan's bottom line model year-end event. Lease the Rogue family, starting at just $159 per month, or save up to $4,000 on the 2017 Rogue. Get to Nissan, proud partner of Sun Devil Athletics.
University of Arizona has a great athletics program and academics. I want to go into the medical field, and they have a great school for that. Athletically, I saw what the coaches wanted to do and the potential of this team, and I'm glad I came here for both reasons.
Shot is in!
We have many resources here at the University of Arizona. Our academic advisor, Sarah Howard, she helps us schedule classes, and we have tutors that they help us in the subjects that we need help with, and study hall a few times a week. They just help us, guide us, and keep us on the right track.
So Gabby says okay?
They want the best for us. They want us to be successful later and have lifetime opportunities later in life.
Got it.
It's a great feeling knowing that they're behind us on everything that we do. Gabby Stoyan, University of Arizona, women's soccer team. Bear down.
Again, looking to be an impact player right from the get-go here for ASU. Edwards. Inspired interception, and again. Nader. Back for Hale. Boyle. Feeling the heat. Escapes. That 6-foot frame. Not easily ridden off the ball. Hammerdiner at 5'6", trying to work against the bigger boy. And the ASU defender held on to it. And the Sun Devils attacking far side. Graham Winkworth trying to get used to the sun levels here at the stadium. Everything's new in year number 1. Yet you bring in your staff, get used to the players, and the new situation, get your family settled, all practice and preparation, take over recruiting, and oh yeah, get to this part of the season, as he called it, the fun part. Get to see what all that hard work of the past months can lead to. Kylie Minifield rambling around for ASU. Barbieri on the scene, and she'll get whistled for the foul. Healthy dose of freshmen seeing time here in this opener for ASU. Olive Jones, Amanda Jones, Jessica Hale, Lara Barbieri. Long ball right into the gloves of Megan Delaney. Mater just topped over a foot. Kerr making the right play, stepping out to send it back towards midfield. Edwards off the ball from Mater. She'll take an opportunity from about 30 yards out with the right foot and hooks it wide. Devin Kerr, unique player in that she has experience playing in national team systems for 2 countries. Born in Canada, played for the Canadian U17 national team, but a U.S. citizen, been with the U.S. in the U19 and U20 national teams with the dual citizenship. Marique Musset, who we've seen along the back line, another player with Canadian youth national team experience. Spent time at the U20 World Cup and came back to the Buckeyes for the tail end of last year. Couple of missed passes, one for either team. Lead feed Edwards, clips it back to herself. Hale on the scene trying to slow it up. Roberts retreats. Chip to the box. And Kelsey says enough of this and relieves the pressure. '57th minute. Mater. Always seems to be a body watching her. Why not? When you miss a good chunk of last year and you still have 8 goals in 12 games, you're going to garner a lot of personal attention. Barbieri off the deflection. ASU player went down for the moment. That's Olive Jones. Back up trying to walk it off and the ball back at her feet. Cheeky little back heel. Perfield looking to go to the strong left. Quick slotted cross cleared by the Buckeyes. Olive Jones has the goal and may have a bit of a knock here. Ouch! Haley Walker-Robinson deflected up and smashed the shin of the ASU freshman. Now she pointed to the right one, then pointed back to the left. Looked like on the replay the right one took the brunt of the blow. And she will step out here. And the players taking this time to get some water. Again, we had the hydration break of the first half. I'm not sure if this is qualifying as one. Here in the second half, of players taking the time just to get one. First one came at the midway point of half number one. And the next one should come at the 67 or 68 minute mark. In game time temperature, a robust 106 degrees. And still in that vicinity. Just a hint of a breeze here in Tempe. Later. Perfield, and that'll be a theme for Pac-12 teams to get used to, that lethal left foot of hers. Whether it's rocketing shots, trying to find teammates from the left back spot. Again, stats for her at South Alabama the last 2 years, really intriguing. As a freshman, 3 goals, team high 11 assists, and then last year, again from that left back spot, 11 goals for her. She is uber threatening. Hale, knocked down, back up. Musette. Service. Header. Just wide of far post. Good look from Edwards, bidding for her second of the contest. Nice ball. Edwards with an excellent read and thinks she should have done more with it. Able to out-jump Hale. You saw a great sign of that from Edwards battling Hale. Edwards is 5'4", Hale is 5'3", but Edwards, as her coach will tell you, is wonderful in the air, especially for her size. You saw that there. She clearly elevated over the defense to get a good look. Walker Robinson able to save it with the outside of the right foot. Throw in OSU. Dudley. Waltz. Crafty ball over the head of Perfield. Settle. Low cross. Good read. Chelsea to deflect it away. Waltz far post. Header on the way. Save Delaney. Edwards with another opportunity. Sensational stuff on both ends. Edwards thumped this, and Delaney covering near post. Now the Buckeye had it tracked, her spot picked out, hit it with good pace, but Delaney read it, saved it, and credit Angela Boyle for coming over to steal the loose change out of the way. Edwards trying to turn again. And it'll be another corner. The best opportunity so far in half two. And it will be a foul, not a corner. So the rule that Edwards was taken down on the way to the end line. Waltz puts it back in play. Swerving ball on the inside the 6. Carried away by the Sun Devils. Minifield mashes it up the field. Headed back by Walker Robinson. Walker Hawk talking about a lot of opportunities with space in the midfield for her team. Exhibit there from Arden Holden and plenty of time to make a surge just inside midfield. Try to select the best route for that pass. Cross from Rodriguez. Minifield. Lost it. Little toe shot. Good thrust on that from Kamendiner. And the sophomore denied by the redshirt senior Delaney. Junior from Las Vegas. Sending it wide for Mousset. Waltz trying for the safety play back to her Buckeye fellow captain Walcott. And a foul there from OSU. Ricochet. Barbieri blasted it off Holden. Kelsey called for the takedown. And it looked like innocuous comment, but Kamendiner went down on the heap. Quick restart. Rodriguez. Pressure from Minifield. Expected to do a lot of legwork for Graham Winkworth in the midfield. That has been the case. More subs here. Orozco back in. Jessica Raby has returned as well for ASU. Stevens knifes it back. Kelsey. Herfield. Trying to beat Mousset. Can't. Nifty job defensively for the Buckeye sophomore. Start, fake the pass, kept it going, now feathers it forward. Orozco. Herfield, you understand, while she's got so many points in her college career, constant threat on those overlapping runs on that left side. Kelsey. Some tidy stuff. Another ball played wide, but Perfield doesn't have enough to get there. Subs coming, and the heat a factor. So too is preseason positioning, and good to see Olive Jones, who took that knock earlier, returning. Haley Zerbel back in, so the flip throw-in could be an option again here for the Sun Devils. Both of these teams, certainly competition for spots. New head coach, and have opportunities across the field to impress. Graham Winkworth certainly talking about having options as they got ready for game number 1. And the hydration break is here. So too for Lori Walker-Hawk, who said maybe the deepest competition for starting spots all over the field than she's had in a while. And again, 12 freshmen on the Buckeye roster. So while that second half hydration break has come for the players, will quench your thirst for knowledge about the Big Ten, including the preseason poll. We mentioned 4 teams are ranked in the coaches' top 25 poll in the nation. Penn State is not one of them, despite the fact that they're the overwhelming pick to win it all in the Big Ten. So what do Big Ten coaches know that coaches across the country may have forgotten? So the Nittany Lions had 5 players from last year's U.S. Under-20 World Cup team redshirt last year. All 5 were members of the team that won the national title 2 years ago. They're all back for the Nittany Lions this year. So Ohio State ranked 8th in the preseason, but in minute 7 of the first half, the Buckeyes break through. Maddie Law starts this, and look at the wonderful touches. Megan Kamendiner with a piece, Arden Holden, Sammy Edwards finishes it off with the first goal of the campaign for the Buckeyes. But then off a corner, ASU looking a bit more threatening, and it pays off. Jenna Perfield, Olive Jones rising and delivering. Header into the net. And ASU gets his first tally of the new year as well. 1-1 at the break, and that's where the score remains as well as we come out of hydration break number 2 here in half number 2. And what a win this would be at the debut for the new leader for the Sun Devils. And this OSU team made it to round 2 of the NCAAs last year. Boy, they took West Virginia, which ended up going to the national final, to the wall on the road in Morgantown. They had a double overtime, and then a freaky ball floated to the box just in the corner of the crossbar and the post on the near side. It befuddled Devin Kerr and got through with 2 minutes left in the second overtime, and that's how West Virginia survived and advanced, and that's how Ohio State's season came to a disheartening close. Edwards, 1v1 against Gutierrez, to the inside, deflected shot, rebound attempt just wide, but the flag was up, wouldn't have counted, offside. Maddie Lowe in the mix, expected to be an impact freshman. Berzon with a nice turn, but Lowe to be a little bit too deep. Those two, Berzon and Lowe, both from the same academy program in New York. The sense not the first time they have linked up together on the pitch. Holden sent it skyward, almost made it more dangerous as Orozco was lurking in the box. That gets sent in. As boy, Kelsey has been everywhere in this opener for ASU, and Kerr had to be ready for that last serve. Rodriguez, crafty little ball to the inside. for the strong left-footed player. Holden calling for it. Back to Rodriguez instead. Left-footed ball. Madison Stark can only head it over the end line, and a corner on the way for OSU. Just one corner opening half for the Buckeyes. Remember, ASU scored on one of its 2 first-half corners. And these are something that you try to practice and get ready for the regular season. Make sure everybody has their assignments. Walcott got a head on it, steers it back. Another ball traversing through the area. That one had some pace. Edwards claiming she may have been slowed up a little bit illegally by ASU. No call. We'll see Roberts exit for the Buckeyes. Tough touch for the Sun Devils. Low. Super read and sliding stop by Devin Kelsey. Serval thinking she could have done better. May have been looking ahead. Looked like there was some open green space in front of her. Edwards swinging it back for Riley Bowers. Far post, Edwards trying to eye that one up. And the first one that she hasn't really thumped with pretty good power. Dangerous player for the Buckeyes, and the chance maybe to have a little more of the spotlight in herself. Again, with big presence of Agnew and Prince as the top goal-scoring threats a year ago. Edwards certainly going to be the leader here in her senior season for OSU on the attack. Benefield, right down the middle. Walcott took it away. Lefty chip just over the ball. Boy, Gutierrez just calmly tried to loft a little pitch shot over top of Devin Kerr and did not miss by a ton.
Saturday, August 26th, kick off the 2017-2018 season with a full week of nonstop football action. First, take a look back at the legends of Pac-12 football with the premiere of 12 Greatest. Then, get the lowdown on everything you need to know this season with Inside Pac-12 Football Season Previews. After that, it's time to get your game face on. The best of the West take on non-conference opponents in back-to-back matchups. Football Kickoff Week. Coverage begins Saturday, August 26th on Pac-12 Network.
At Nissan, we surprised fans with this award-winning lineup.
Eddie George. Marcus Allen. All right, let's go do it.
Then, they experienced Nissan's award-winning lineup.
That's incredible.
It's Nissan's bottom line model year-end event. Lease the Rogue family, starting at just $159 per month, or save up to $4,000 on the 2017 Rogue. Get to Nissan, proud partner of Sun Devil Athletics.
So ASU almost found its way into the go-ahead goal. Boyle powering it back for Delaney. Edwards trying to intercept, and does on the deflection. It's another look at that chip chance for Gutierrez. And Kerr had it tracked. It had to be a bit concerned. Flip throw Zerbal. Whistle there on the edge. Possession here for ASU. Sub coming on, Madison Kametko, senior out of Pinnacle High School. Step on to spell Kylie Minifield. Zerbal, somersault, the send to the box. Boyle has a go. .76-minute final 15-minute or so stretch of regulation. You get the sense these are the minutes that Lori Walker Hawk and Ohio State were certainly concerned about. Tried to sub personnel, have their prime players ready for the key time. Turnover, Walker Robinson. Walcott over. In this heat, can Ohio State stand up to the sizzling pressure being applied here in the last few minutes by the Sun Devils? And again, these flip throws are part of the reason why. Seeded a bunch. Arizona with a bevy of players to be able to do this in recent years. Sun Devils too. Dangerous hanging inside the 6. Finally escorted out by Walls. Especially on certain fields, depending upon the width and the opportunity to really get those throws in dangerous spots. Edwards can't save it. Right into the bench. Again, it's the second contact. First contact just popped it up, and suddenly it becomes a free-for-all with Kerr trying to respond to that awkward hop. And you can try to simulate some of those flip throws. Coaches will tell you, unless you have someone that can do it, it's difficult to simulate. Most times across, driven in with much more pace, different arc, different speed. Trying to get those and figure them out can be tricky. And one more thing, when you're getting ready for your season opener, that you have to worry about. That one well offline. Well, it's cooling off here. 6:20 or so local time. Down to 103. Winds ticked up a mile per hour now out of the southwest at 7. Score remains the same as it's been since the 30-minute mark when ASU tied it up on the first of the career of Olive Jones. 1-1 between Ohio State and Arizona State. Raby got dumped. Fans wanted a call. Buckeyes have possession. Solid tackle from Devin Kelsey. She has been here, there, and everywhere in her role in the defensive midfield now for ASU. full flip throw. We mentioned Ohio State will go off and play at BYU Monday. Next tilt for ASU Sunday here at home. Beijing Normal will come to visit the Sun Devils again. Two teams played a year ago. Beijing Normal also played Arizona on Monday, all part of the Pac-12 Global Initiative. A good test against some foreign competition for the Sun Devils. And Sutton, Tammy Blackford on the call for that one here Sunday. Holden keeps holding and finally gives it up. Walcott. Kerr plays it out. Walker Robinson, bit of a misplay. ASU throwing. And that means, especially on this side, you're getting, what should we call this? How about a Zerbo Zinger? And Walcott ready for it that time. Good read. And one of the captains for the Buckeyes. Jones dropped it midfield. Foul on Riley Bowers. Listed at 5-1. Certainly looming large here for Ohio State. Walker Hawk joking that her midfield unit, very good, not very big, but very good. We've seen displays of that throughout this initial contest of 2017. Touch forward for Bowers off the foot of Edwards. Connection not made. No flip this time. Gravy lost it almost immediately under heavy pressure. Bowers will win. Low. Boyle steers it back. Edwards. Dangerous look for the Buckeyes. Low to the box. Boyle got a piece. Wolves trying to get into the mix. Olive Jones back to slow it down. Mousset again. Gutierrez, nice sliding takeaway tackle.
Entering for Ohio State, number 6, Megan Heimerdinger. Number 10, Sarah Roberts. And number 17, Maggie Shamanic.
See the subs coming on for the Buckeyes.
Entering for your Sun Devils, number 6, Laura Barber.
Walcott over there. Don't think she's leaving. 6th-year senior. Has been on throughout. Looks like she'll stay on, just getting a little refreshment. Maggie Samanich back in for the Buckeyes. One of the latest subs for OSU. And she's involved in things right away. Out of the Michigan Hawks Talented Club program. Izzy Rodriguez on the way over, another member of that Michigan Hawks team. Ready to hope to put this one in the right spot for a potential game winner here in the 85th minute. Second quarter of the contest for OSU. Sun Devil defender got a head on it. Second ball, headed down, big bouncer, Delaney clears it up and over the ball. Well, Edwards has been peppering the net with some headers. That time, low bouncer from Walker Robinson. Want to head it down towards the goal. Did that. And Delaney had to be ready for the hop. Here's the corner. Skipped through. And they rule it off Ohio State. And more subs ready to come on here for ASU. Both coaches certainly will be jockeying for position with overtime lurking. Here's another look at that frenetic sequence. The bouncer there, Stanley Walker Robinson, got it down on net. And Delaney smartly has flicked it up and over the ball. Been a fun one so far here in Tempe. What you would expect from a season opener. A lot of personnel. Shuffling in and out, especially in the heat. Coaches tinkering with things. Trying some new pieces, especially first-year head coach like Graham Winkworth. Roy Walker Hawk, after replacing half dozen or so starters from last year's second-round NCAA team. And shuttling personnel in and out, too. Got yourself one that's trending towards overtime. Another throw in ASU, and this one looks like it'll be in Zerbal flip range. Not the first contact, look for the second. And the first contact got flipped one way. Shot, though, generated as Barbieri be able to get the left foot loose. But the roller handled by Curl. A little over 2 minutes left in regulation. Foul. And is Roberts paying the price? Minifield with the physicality. Waltz waiting for players to get in position. Motion in the box. Header up. Walcott. 6 feet tall. Able to stretch out and put a head on it. Samanich in range too. So Delaney surveying her options here. Final minute plus of regulation. And Perfield a bit handcuffed. Lost it out. The Buckeyes have enough for a push here with less than 60 seconds left. Under 40 seconds left. Slid in. Minifield. Backside. Low ball. Off the post. And steered away by the Buckeyes. Christina Edwards had an opening and couldn't slot it home. One more flip throw from Zerbel. Boyle has to hammer it. Long ball to the corner! Off the bar! And that's the way regulation ends. Holy moly! Look at these chances in the final 40 seconds. First, Edwards tried to slot it down, but credit Kerr from coming back and taking the angle away. And then Boyle, seconds winding down, had to set it on frame. Yeah, she hit the frame, outside corner, but Kerr had it tracked. Credit the Buckeye keeper keeping her wits about her and watching those two stay out of the center of the net. 1-1. More fun on the way. Overtime on tap here in Tempe.
Esurance does insurance a smarter way, which saves money. They offer paperless billing and automatic payments, which saves paper, which saves money. They offer home and auto coverage, so you can bundle your policies, which saves hassle, which saves money. And they offer a single deductible, which means you only pay once when something like this happens, which saves money. Esurance was born online and built to save. And when they save, you save. That's home and auto insurance for the modern world. Esurance, an Allstate company. Click or call.
While schools might be on break, Pac-12 Network will be in session all summer long. This week, training camps have started, and the countdown to kickoff has begun. We've got everything you need to get up to speed for the upcoming football season. Pac-12 Summer on Pac-12 Network, all summer long.
I'm Missy Farquet, head women's golf coach at Arizona State. You're watching Pac-12 Arizona. Go Devils.
The two teams been waiting a long time to play their 2017 season openers. Got to wait a little bit longer to see the result. 1-1 between Ohio State and Arizona State, headed to overtime here in Tempe. Both of the goals were in the opening 30 minutes, but didn't mean there wasn't action in the second half. If you just joined us, here's how the goals started. Great tic-tac-toe pinpoint passing here for the Buckeyes. Sammy Edwards caps it with her first of the season after scoring a half dozen a year ago. Then ASU looking more threatening on the corner. Gemma Herfield has it headed in. That lefty in-swinger banged home off the forehead of Olive Jones, and the freshman, yeah, I'd be that excited if that was the first goal of my career in my first game in a Sun Devil uniform. Second half we go, and again, scoreless, but certainly some chances there. Sammy Edwards had a beautiful one bidding for her second. Megan Delaney had to be ready as that header was almost threaded to the back of the twine. And then ASU, chip shot from Gutierrez. Smart thought, just over the bar. Another header on the way. Another excellent stop from Delaney, tapping over the bouncer from Haley Walker Robinson. Then right at the end of the half, boy, the opportunity first for Edwards, and then that Hail Mary from the foot of Angela Boyle did graze the crossbar. Graham Winkworth happy with the response of his team after conceding in the 7th minute. They get the equalizer in the 30th. They play Ohio State even after that. And the chance maybe to notch a quality win in Game 1 of the tenure of Graham Winkworth with ASU. Teams switch it up. And 2 10-minute halves here. We get a goal that's over. There's no score after 10. Teams will flip sides, and they'll put 10 more minutes on the clock. And again, ASU at its exhibition Saturday that it won against Cal State Northridge. It played a 110-minute game in effort to get some more players some time in game situations, but going to feel like something like that again, going more than 90 for the Sun Devils. Second meeting all time between these teams. First one back in 2010 in Tempe. 1-0 win for ASU. Ohio State went on after losing that one that year. They had a sensational year. They were co-champs of the Big Ten in 2010. Stormed to the College Cup, wins over Virginia, Georgetown before falling to eventual national champion Notre Dame. See what happens in the season to come after the second all-time meeting between these teams, and we'll see if one of them can walk off with a W. Perfield. She'll take a crack. Off the ball! What a potent strike from the junior transfer from South Alabama. She had it measured and almost ended it. Seen Perfield do so much damage on that left flank. Surging deeper and deeper. This time she cut it inside and opted to test Devin Kerr in the first minute of this opening overtime. Zerbil, step back, backfield. Edwards trying to get it back, but the latest touch from Zerbil not there. Hit 11 goals last year for a left back and almost number one in her Sun Devil career. And the player of the year last year in the Sun Belt. Making an impact right away here for ASU. That one escorted out by Ohio State defender Haley Walker-Robinson. And Kerr ready to put it back in play. Barbieri, freshman from Brazil, has shown some nice moments for ASU in her first career Sun Devil game. Just slight spots on the pitch now with no sun coverage. Ball played into the shadows. And Kerr ambling out to get it. Lead for Olive Jones. Walcott cutting over. That six-year senior just able to outnose precocious freshman. Zerbil. Been well over a dozen of these in the game. Turned inside. Jones tried to turn on it, but it got to Devin Kerr first. And flag up there. Infraction. Little conversation from Mike Ambrose to Olive Jones. Kerr with a free kick from about the 12. Played it back in a dangerous spot. Stark did enough to send it to Delaney with Matty Lowe all over the scene for OSU. Musette was ready for the throw, and now she'll wait. Sub coming on, Eleanor Gabriel. In to spell Lexi Lipsy in the latest Buckeye substitution. Gabriel. Excellent pace on the ball without Boyle able to stop that. Slam back down the field. Flag, though, up. Assistant referee says Nader was off. Been a clean game for referee Mike Ambrose and his crew. One card early against Boyle of ASU in the opening few minutes. Not a ton of connection so far for either squad. 7th minute of this first overtime. And you might expect players may not be as crisp this late in the game. Olive Jones trying to create more pressure. He has been dinged up a few times. Walker Robinson able to shield her off enough to allow Kerr to collect it for the Buckeyes. Little 1-2 for the Buckeyes. Cut back, opening, shot, goal, game. Megan Kamendiner ends it for the Buckeyes. Well, the Buckeyes, remember, first 20 minutes or so, and a lot of surges right up the middle. Got that one. Kamendiner able to beat a defender, and Delaney was a sitting Sun Devil. No chance to stop that. 1v keeper. One's going to win a lot of the time. Rory Walker-Hawk, season opening road trip, leg 1 in the affirmative. 2-1, the OT result here, wrecking the debut for Graham Winkworth and Arizona State. But a litany of positives for the Sun Devils to take out of this game for their new head coach and also the entire roster. So Kamendiner got her first career goal last year against Kent State, and more of a chance to be threatening this year with some great goal scorers lost to graduation, and she gets it done. Well, for our entire crew, thanks for joining us for this season opener for the Sun Devils. They come up 1 goal short. Ohio State wins it 2-1 in overtime. This is Jason App saying so long. See you next time for more Pac-12 soccer.
It's time to play.
It's time to play.
Only 8 days.
Only 8 days till football kickoff week.
Watch the action on Pac-12 Network.
Pac-12 women's soccer taking center stage in Seattle, Washington this afternoon. Hometown Huskies hosting Arizona State at Husky Soccer Stadium. Both clubs looking for their first conference victory. Good afternoon, everybody. Ann Chet's joined by my broadcast partner. That's Allie Wagner, former standout with the U.S. women's national team. Okay, both clubs looking to break through. They know they've got a lot of the Pac-12 season left. Let's get it started today.
Well, yeah, this is the time you've got to jump start. When you have 0 wins coming into this match, now you look at it like it's an 8-game season because you have the other half of your conference in the same situation. But both these teams got here through different paths. For Washington, it's been Shannon Simon leading the way offensively, but she's really been the only one. This is her strike from about 30 yards out. Ooh. Perfectly netted in that upper V, but other players need to step up in the final third and take on. And then defensively, they've had a lot of mishaps. This is just getting beat through the center defense, and then this play right here is losing that defensive focus. You've got to stay man-marked as that ball bounces off your keeper, and then you can't obviously afford to give away silly goals like that, an own goal by the Huskies.
And Arizona State obviously struggled last weekend. Here was the key play against Colorado.
That was the key play because they were dominating this game, and then these two players go up, they knock each other down. That's Grossman and Stark. Grossman ends up with 46 stitches, but to add insult to injury, that play results in Colorado finding the back of the net and ultimately the defeat of ASU because they could not get anything going offensively. So the recurring theme is in the final third for both these teams, they've got to step up, have better shot selection specifically for Arizona State.
Goals will be at a premium. Defense for both clubs has to be very, very, very good.
Yeah, it's a balanced game, right? For Arizona State, however, though, it really is about that final third. That's where they have to improve. Less shots, more goals. Sounds easy. It isn't. And for the Huskies on the other side, it's keeping their defensive focus and then ultimately having that grit in the final third to take on.
So who's going to break through? Lineups, kick coming up in just a second.
You're watching Pac-12 Arizona, home of the Arizona State Sun Devils and the University of Arizona Wildcats. Available on Cox and Xfinity.
Hi, I'm Gerard Wicks from Washington State football, and I play running back. I'm from Carson, California, and I first started playing sports when I was about 5 to 6. I started playing flag football. When you come to college, you're basically on your own, but with our advisors and our coaches, like they stay on us and keep us, mentally and physically and emotionally ready to, to take on school because, in season it's hard because, we have practice, we have games to worry about, but like the advisors, keep us on tight leash to keep us on track and everything. Like you can't play football forever, so you have to have a backup plan once you finish playing. Grades first, and then, sports second.
The handoff bouncing it outside. Gerard Wicks in to the end zone. Touchdown, Washington State.
Gerard Wicks, Washington State football, running back, number 23. Go Cougs.
Saturday, August 26th, kick off the 2017-2018 season with a full week of nonstop football action. First, take a look back at the legends of Pac-12 football with the premiere of 12 Greatest. Then, get the lowdown on everything you need to know this season with Inside Pac-12 Football Season Previews. After that, it's time to get your game face on. The best of the West take on non-conference opponents in back-to-back matchups. Football Kickoff Week. Coverage begins Saturday, August 26th on Pac-12 Network. Sunday, it's back-to-back women's soccer. First at 11, Beijing Normal versus Arizona State. Then at 1, Santa Clara and Cal face off in Berkeley. Pac-12 soccer coverage begins Sunday at 11 on Pac-12 Network.
This Pac-12 women's soccer game is brought to you by State Farm, here to help life go right. Welcome back to Seattle, Washington. Just a gorgeous shot there. A little misty today, cloudy. Arizona State in town. Kevin Boyd's starting lineup looks like this. Emma Malsey, you'll see her way down at the screen. She'll start between the pipes. Banged up back line for Arizona State. Grossman with the stitches back in the lineup. Whew, glad to see that. Lara brings experience and grit to the ASU midfield. Raby, Stark, Stevens, they're going to have to be big targets up top because Jazz Mater is also banged up. For Leslie Gallimore's Washington Huskies, Scheimer gets the nod between the pipes. McIlvain, Bonflasha will anchor the UW back line. Midfield that is led by Kokoska. Shannon Simon, as Allie said, stirs that drink up top, and she's going to need some help from Keever and Scholes. Last year, these two clubs met in Seattle. Washington, nationally ranked, hadn't lost at home. Arizona State in the midst of a huge slide. Washington gets on that board first. It was looking good. Neal.
Yeah, that's just an outside shot. That one floats, finds the keeper off her line, and that one floats into the back of the net.
Arizona State ties it. We're in overtime. Kufeld comes and clips the player. Scheimer has to come in off the bench. Knavel hits the penalty kick. Now, know this about Scheimer. When she is called upon to save that penalty kick, Allie, that was her first appearance of the season, of her career, and now she's starting for the departed Megan Kufeld. And we are underway. Arizona State in their road whites, maroon down the side. UW, black and purple, stem to stern. Arizona State at 5-4-2, 0-2-1 in conference play, and Washington at 5-6-1, 0-3-0 in conference play. Something's got to give, Allie.
Well, I know both coaches are hoping it's the other side.